how do you secure 7,500 miles of U.S. borders that have 500 million people that cross them annually, which approximately 300 million of them are non-U.S. citizens?
Well, there are ports of entry, land, sea, air, and then there are the land borders in between the ports of entry. The ports of entry are the people in blue, customs. And I'll start there. We have developed pretty sophisticated risk-based strategies for detecting unlawful trade or travel. Now, what's a risk-based strategy? A risk-based strategy is moving away from simply building the tallest fence you can find across the entire border, which is hugely expensive. And my predecessor used to say, if you build a 15-foot fence, somebody's going to build a 16-foot ladder. So risk-based strategy relies upon technology, surveillance, and making very basic assessment about what's a high-risk piece of cargo versus what's not. And so we're becoming way more sophisticated when it comes to detecting things that are moving across our border at ports of entry that are not supposed to move across the border. And at the same time, we are facilitating more lawful trade and travel by doing so. In between the ports of entry, on our land borders, there also we are moving toward a risk-based strategy. We have in this country over the last 15 years or so invested a lot in border security, land security, land border security, to the point where, and I've been giving speeches about this publicly now for some time, our apprehension numbers, which are an indicator of total illegal attempts to cross the border, have gone down dramatically. The high was fiscal year 2000. We had 1.6 million apprehensions on our southern border, which is a reflection of total attempts to cross the border. A lot of that has to do with the economy. In 2000, the economy was humming in this country. Now, in recent years, total apprehensions on the southwest border are around 400,000 a year. So it's a fraction of what it used to be. We had an uptick last year to 479,000 because of the kids and others in the Rio Grande Valley sector in South Texas crossing into the border. More than half of that was the kids in the Rio Grande and the others in the Rio Grande Valley sector. But apprehensions have gone down considerably because of a couple of things, including our investment in technology, more Border Patrol agents, but technology surveillance is the key. We're up to 21,370 Border Patrol agents now, which is the largest force we've ever had, 18,000 of which are on the southern border. But the key for many people, if you ask the average Border Patrol agent, what more would you like to have? They'll tell you technology, surveillance, more technology, more mobile surveillance. And that investment is actually paying off because the numbers are going way down. This year, we're 34% below last year. So if this year's trend continues, and I'm not saying it will, but if it continues, it will be the lowest number of apprehensions on our southern border since 1972. So I keep talking about this publicly because there is a misapprehension that there are more crossing the border now than there were, say, 10 years ago.
That's right.
There was a Pew Research poll out about 2 years ago. It said, do you think that apprehensions have gone down or up over the last 10 years? And 55% think it went up. And I've been sort of on a mission to put out the facts about our border security, and the mainstream media is actually starting to pay attention and write that story finally.